Hello and welcome to this edition of Eat Right with Rouses. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. We appreciate you joining us, however you may be joining us, and we're always glad to welcome in right here in beautiful Rouses, our favorite dietitian, April Sins. Hello, April.
Hello, Keith. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you very much.
Great.
You know, it's always this time of year when my wife and I talk about a lot more about what we're doing and where we're going, and she often corrects me about the words that I'm using and semantics. And so I love the fact that we want to make sure that we're following through what things really mean when they say stuff on products.
Yes. There's a lot of new terminology on packaging. And I always, as a dietitian, you know, there are words that I'm familiar with because I studied about these things, but then I think about, does everybody really get what this is?
Right.
You know?
Does everybody know what this means?
Yeah. So I really wanted to break it down because I've been seeing it a lot on packages, and I really wanted to break down a couple of these.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that I may do, you know, a series of these at one point in time, but the first ones that I want to break down are probiotics and prebiotics.
Okay.
And so I think that we've kind of become familiar with the word probiotic from yogurt. A lot of people have heard like yogurt, you know, and probiotics, but do we actually know what that is? And then we have the word prebiotic, and I'll break that down for us. Okay. But if you see probiotic, that means it comes from something that's been fermented. Okay. So it's a live beneficial bacteria found in fermented foods like yogurt, and it helps support digestive health and immune system. And the reason why is because in our gut, we have good bacteria. Right. And this helps support the good bacteria. And so that's what the benefit of the probiotic is. Okay. Now, prebiotics, you know, and it's like, okay, well, wait. Now I finally got probiotic. Now what is prebiotic? So
they come before the probiotics. Just kidding.
Yeah, no. So prebiotic comes from a fiber. So it's a different type of biotic. So it's comes from a type of fiber in foods. Okay. And it helps to feed that good gut bacteria. So the good gut bacteria loves it. Okay. And so think about probiotic from fermented things, prebiotic from fiber.
From fiber. Okay.
Yes. So that's what the difference is.
And from fiber is pre.
Yes. Okay. So that's what the difference is. And so now I'm going to show you a few different items that have some of these things in it. Okay. Because now they're adding it to different types of beverages and foods. Right. You're going to see a lot of beverages on here because it is a hot item in the beverages as well. But starting from the left to the right, I will show you that the first one is a kefir or kefir, K-E-F-I-R. It is like a yogurt type of liquid. Okay. And what it is a cultured, probiotic rich type of
it's fermented.
It is fermented. Okay. And so you can use that in things like smoothies. You can drink it. You can add it to different dishes and things like that. So, the next one that you see is Karma, and that is a water beverage, and that actually has the probiotics in it. And what they do is they keep them at the top separate, and then whenever you push the top down, it puts it into the water. So it's actually like preserved in the top, and then you push it into the water. So it's
awesome.
It is a really cool beverage you could find at Rouses by the other waters. Okay. And then you see apple cider vinegar on there. Apple cider vinegar is a fermented product as well. They have something that they call the mother in it, and what it is that's the fermented part of it. And so that's what makes apple cider vinegar a unique type of thing. So it does have the probiotics in it. Okay. And then Poppy is actually a shelf staple beverage. So you'll find it on the shelves at Rouses, not in the non-cold area. Right. And it does have the prebiotics and the probiotics. So those are that's like the new innovation with a lot of products is they're adding it into those beverages to sort of make like a soda beverage a little bit on the healthier side is what they're doing, adding some benefits to it.
And you've shared those with us before. We've talked about Poppies before.
Yeah. And Olipop too.
Yeah. Right.
And then the Slice is going to be the next one. That one is a prebiotic and probiotic one. Now that one's in the produce section at Rouses. And if Slice sounds familiar to you, I don't know if you remember back in the day, there was a Slice drink. Mm-hmm. They've totally changed it up. It's not the same thing, but it is very similar branding, and but it does have those pre and pro probiotics.
Okay.
And then, of course, the yogurt. So what I usually will tell people is, okay, so with yogurt, to make with the probiotics, you will find that it will have some sugar for the fermentation process.
Okay.
But we don't have to have a whole bunch of added sugar to it.
Gotcha.
So you
It's
can
already got
always
some.
look. Yeah, you could look for like your Greek yogurt or your regular yogurt, but with less added sugar. And that's just an example of one.
Okay.
That Progranola at the top is a cereal that they've added the prebiotic fiber to. So it has the fiber in there.
Okay.
And then Big Easy Pop, that's actually a local brand from New Orleans, and they have that prebiotic and probiotic. And the Rouses kombucha, a really great item that we have in the Rouses brand that does have it is a fermented beverage. And so whenever you open it, it bubbles. It's it's almost like it's carbonated, but it's not. It's that fermentation, that's the bubbles that's in it.
Man, some really cool ideas. That gives us a great option for lots of different tastes and flavors.
Yes.
So whatever it is, if you have a different palate,
Yeah.
you want to do that, you can still get some of these prebiotics, which are based from fiber, and probiotics, which are fermented.
Exactly.
Which is really cool. So now I know.
Yes.
And now everybody was watching.
And now, since you watch this, you know more about that than
prebiotics and probiotics. So when
everybody
somebody says it's a probiotic, like, well, that one's derived from fiber, so that one's more of a prebiotic.
Yes.
But I can tell you about that later.
Oh, you sound so professional.
Great information as always. April, we appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment of Eat Right with Rouses. But don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming right here on HTV.